Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory into Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who were well. Salutations to the Akim and the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahweh with the lesson, and it's unulab led. Says a company implants 50 people with brain chips to cure blindness, deafness, and depression. Right? This was published 1900 hours and 52 minutes on the 2nd of May, 2023. Right? It says it's a U.S. firm has implanted 50 people or 50 chips into people's brains, like it, and with the scientists at the company, hopefully that they will one day be able to massively impact the lives of people with paralysis, depression, and physical paralysis. Right? The device is called the Neuro Port Array, and it's been made by a company called BlackRock. The neurotech, based in Salt Lake City, Utah. The eventual aim to the device of the device, is for those implanted with the chip to be able to control robotic arms and electrical wheelchairs with their mind, amongst other things. Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, right? And there was a time where America was that like shining city. Everybody wanted to come to America. You know, you had that industrial revolution that America had. That was like a miracle in itself, which really all got really was because of Jake. The Jake created the first car. Drake created the tennis shoe, or you know what I mean. Jake created the elevator, and things that made life easier. You know what I mean. The stoplight. You know. You know. Uh, uh, um, the name of that thing? Can't remember. I just know it's called the real McCoy, and the crazy thing about that is Jake Jake had a name like Elijah McCoy, which made a machine so the trains, because back in the day you used to have to keep stopping the train and greasing it. So he made like a pump that would circulate the oil, so you wouldn't have to so you wouldn't have to stop the train to grease it every so many miles. And people try to basically make their own knockoff copy of his thing, but his was the only one that really worked the right way. So it was a phrase that people came up with, saying no, they want the real McCoy, because that was his name, Elijah McCoy. So that's where you get the word real McCoy from, because people were trying to make knockoff copies of his pump that circulates the oil, that people would say, no, I want the real McCoy. So all this stuff comes from Jake, and the Industrial Revolution itself for Esau in America was a miracle, right? Not to mention now they got this these microchips saying that they can make you a robotic arm, and your mind will think, and the robotic arm will make you be able to move your hand, give you that function. Blindness, paralysis, deafness, depression, right? These are the things that they're saying. So it's saying, so it says, yeah, by the means of those miracles which had power in the sight of the beast, NATO, EU, right? Because at one time, what the world currency was the British pound, and as things went on, they decided to make America be that money, that's the world currency, right? Because they wanted America to be the front face, the face of all these things, because it's the so-called new world, and people were all up in the uproar and excited about the new world, right? At one point in time. Now not so much, right? So it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast, and that they should make an image of the beast, right? Going into what? The judicial system. Most of these countries, they either got a president or they got a parliament, which really goes back to Greece and Rome, which really it's Rome, the Roman Empire, which later on they knew who they were. They were the Edomites, so they called it the Roman Greco Empire, right? Which that's where we're at now, the Roman Greco Empire, which they're still saying that make an image of the beast, because they're getting all these countries to get into what? The CBDC, or getting into digital currency. So everybody's making an image of this new beast, right? The second leg, right? Because like I was explaining before, at one point in time, it's almost like a guy who got tripped up, and he almost started to fall, because when you go to Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar, who had the sickness, and he saw the vision. He saw a man, and the man had a golden head, and all the way down to the feet was miry clay and stuff. Which that's where we're at now, because that system is starting to break apart. It's not really sticking together. You have the miry clay, but before that, the Roman Empire went down, right? But like I said, it's a man that had two legs. So you got to imagine, like, a man got tripped up and he almost about to fall, and he came back. What? NATO, EU, and America came back as the Roman treaty, right? And it says, which had the wound by the sword and did live. Now they standing back up, ruling again, right? Because the eastern part of Rome was ruled by Jake when they went down. So when Jake is up, Esau's down, and now Esau's up, and what? Jake's at the bottom, but what? Things are starting to occur where things are changing, man. The Lord is bringing, the knowledge of the Lord should be upon the earth as the waters, man. It's covering the earth as the waters, and now that vibration of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, is in the earth. So now, what? They're, hey, this is that time. This is that thing, right? Hold on, yeah, wait. Yeah, so this is a miracle.
Strong's G 4592. Semayan. Semayan.
Right, because that's what Esau's doing. This ultimately, this whole thing saying that they can cure blindness and paralysis and depression, as if as if that's all synonymous. You know what I mean? What I don't know what depression will have to do with, you know, blindness, right? Especially if you're born blind. What are you depressed about? You were always born blind. You mean you might get depressed or whatever, but if you became blind, but then, you know, people seem to learn to live with it, and they're not depressed. So what do blindness, depression, and paralysis have anything to do with anything? But you know, it's just a way to push it out there, you know. But let's do that again one more time.
Strong's G 4592. Semayan.
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 Okay, Semayan is a sign. So this is what you're seeing right now. Them saying they could cure this with that, putting a chip in you. That's a sign. What a mark, right? Dealing with you know, giving you, because this time it's saying a sign. It's not necessarily the charagma. You know, this is like a mark of saying a certain amount of distance. So now you've come to the part where you come to the end. It's a mark where it's setting the end, right? So it says a token, right? What's a token? It's like another thing for a sign, right? You know, it says that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others and is known, right? And this whole system, right? Like when you go back to Daniel, it tells you that this system was going to be different than any other system. And now you're coming to how different it really is, because now you're dealing with the second leg of the Roman Empire, and this is definitely way different than all the other empires or all the other beast systems. That this beast system is dealing with what? Technology. So it's way different than any of them other systems, right? And it's a very distinguished thing, right? A sign, a prodigy, portent. Let's go into that word portent. Yes, it says portus, a sign, right? Or a mark, right? Giving you the time, the distance, letting you know that this is the end, right? A warning that something especially something momentous or calamitous is likely to happen. So this is right here is what you're seeing in that time, that what something is going to happen. Calamity is on the brink of all this thing, man. right? While you seeing how they're telling you they can heal this and heal that, and so you can use a robotic arm. This is their miracles. It's marking the time of the end. It's giving you a sign, a warning, right? Ultimately, what the Lord has set us up to do, right? To give you warning. Give them warning from me, right? Yeah, so let's go back here. It says Porter. So now you know a porter. It makes basically means a warning, right? So it's warning you of something, a month of danger, calamity, right? Something big is going to happen, right? It says, where was I at? Yeah, an unusual occurrence. So that's what's going on, man. This is an unusual occurrence. They'll try to make you seem like, well, everything's been the same way it's always been because money is always transferred to this and it's always went from this to that. But it was always still pretty much, you know, not where it's technology, you know what I mean, where it's built into you. This is unusual for that's an unusual thing to put a goddamn chip in you, especially from all the other beast systems before now, right? To this beast system, right? It's unusual, you know. As matter of fact, it says unusual occurrence transcending the common course of what? Of nature. So you being a human, changing yourself to a goddamn cyborg, and then trying to make it seem cool. That is totally not what your natural sense of what you are made to be as a human being. That is definitely a opposite of the nature that you were made to be. Right? So this is all a warning. Now they talking miracles, peace and safety, peace and safety. That's what this miracle thing's about, man. Says a sign portering, right? Which portering, we already know what portering is, right? Giving you a warning of calamities, a momentous calamities that's gonna happen. Was it a remarkable events soon to happen? So it's a warning. It's something, man, something big is happening right now. And it's totally on the course or transcending the common course of nature, man. Yeah, so this is I'm going back right here. So it's a Revelation chapter 13 verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, right? Dealing with now that second leg, because you know you got all the other beast systems, the three other beast systems before this fourth beast system. Even when you go back into the Roman Empire, they had a lot of technologies that the other empires didn't have, right? But then that leg, got tripped up, and now we're in the fourth. We're still in the fourth beast, but now it's basically like he caught his balance. He got tripped up. Now he caught his balance. Now he's back on his feet. He's ruling. Now he's stepping into something different. That's why even in Daniel said he's different than all the other beast systems. Yes, it goes into the way that his judicial system is ran, because before they all had kings. They all had, I think it's called a monarch. And they never had like a king or a president or whatever, like how they have now. Like in Rome, they had the Caesars, and they had to get so-called voted in, which was all fake, just like how it is now. All these presidents or whatever, these things being voted in, it's all fake. But it's set up to be that way, but it's different. So in that in itself, it's different than the way the old system was. But it's also different that what? Now you got what? AI. Now in this second leg, you have AI, right? Now it's causing it what to speak, right? And that AI system is speak just like was it that the Demolition Man, and even that one movie with Matt Damon, I believe. He had to go see his PO, and his PO was a goddamn AI system, right? So, it's speaking like the Demolition Man when what you call him got out of prison. What's his name? Sylvester Stallone got out of prison, and he said a cuss word, and then the machine popped out a ticket for him for saying a swear word. So you didn't even have to. It didn't take a cop to come over doing an investigation. No, the system in itself can hear you wherever you're at. It can hear you and knows everything you're doing. It knows everything you're doing. When you do a violation, it charges you wherever you're at. Right? And that's the thing that they're doing. That's that miracle they're gonna be able to do. That system, that's what's causing it. It's going to speak. No matter where you at, they're going to know when you so-called broke the law. And it's going to charge you. Right? And now it's speaking. And to cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? And that's us. That's Lord willing. We be of that number of the elect, being hopeful, Lord willing, that we're willing to die for this, man. We're willing to die for this truth. Causing what? Both small. He causing all, both small and great, rich and poor, right? Whether you think you're the smartest person in the world, whether you think you're the strongest person in the world, whatever you think you are, from the richest guy to the poorest guy, right? Whether you're mighty, strong, you can fight, or to a goddamn little nerdy guy who's all can't fight, effeminate and can't fight, right? Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right? And this mark is different. This is the charagma. This is not a mark that's just setting the bounds of where it's at, but now you know that we're at the halfway mark. Like we're coming to that time, right? For that other one, but this mark is different. This is charagma, right? This charagma, right hand says free a mark, rich or poor, free or bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And this is where this so-called chip is going, right? So yeah, this mark is different, right? This mark ain't the mark of just warning you, right? It says this charagma implanted it says a stamp or imprinted mark, right? And I'm saying karax, a pale or a stake, right? So I mean, a stake, something that's sharp at the end, right? Needle, right? it's the what do you call it? The delivery system, right? And this is a grapho. Grapho is to write with reference to the form of the letters, right? To express written characters. So when you got a you know, a digital digital economic vice within you, it has to have information, your you know, all your information, your medical, your dental, your arrest history, your social, your birth, everything is going to be on this one thing, and that's the grapho, right? Right, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that understandeth count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, right? And his number is 600, 66, which is basically 666, right? And that's Esau's favorite number, man. All right? So, with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham, Rukakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations. Shalom to all the brothers and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect. The elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners that have come back to the fold, right, by way of your father, right, because this is through your father that you are an Israelite, not through your mother, not through any other thing, through your father, you Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but you have come back to the fold, right? To sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and Ababa Ball.